Alright guys, I don't know if the camera was recording or not, to be honest with you. But anyway, I wanted to open this up and pull this down because this is like 5 years old. Maybe older, but I'm saying 5 would be a minimum. And I wanted to check the hoses on it because I don't really know if this, just by hanging around for 5 years, if the hoses would tend to start, dry rotting or cracking, like an old tire. Sometimes if you don't use them, they kind of go bad. But I can see that they look to be in pretty good shape. So I plan on getting some tanks next week. I'm going to take a ride up to North Haven, pick up a set of tanks. I don't know how it is around your part of town or your part of the country, but here, if you're going to buy tanks, I forgot the size, but you can't buy the large tanks. The tanks are about knee height. Those are the ones you can buy. If you want to rent them, you can rent anything you want. Now how the renting works, or the leasing, is you have to put like a $375 deposit down. And then after that you have to pay to get them filled, and then they prefer to see you use them because that's where they make their money. They're not going to have a set of tanks sitting there being filled once a year, when they can have them being filled more. So they like to see them be used. So I'm going to probably end up just buying a small set. Now, like I said, a small set would probably last me a year or better for what little I would use it, but I would prefer to have the large set. But at that point, anything is better than nothing to get these working. The small one, I just bought those because I'm going to have a lot of little hobbies that I'm going to be doing where this is going to be just too big. I'd like to get a mini, something like that, but something where I can actually have a handle on it, for actually cutting, instead of trying to adjust it through the air on the tank. I did cut a piece of 1/8 inch with that, about, I don't know, it was an H and, do I have it around here someplace? No, it was just a piece of strap. I cut it just to see if it would cut, because it says cutter. But it's a nice little brazing system, so for that is what I'm going to be using it for. Not so much for cutting, but I did cut like 1/8 of an inch, and I cut in probably another 1/8 of an inch. But it didn't give me the, naturally the cut. And as some of you said, that the gas is not going to last forever on that thing. But for little things, it would be great. And I'm getting ready to work on that model, that remote boat that I want to build. That little one there will come in handy for a lot of little things. But this is the big one. And I think after 5 or 6 years old, I owe it to use it. So I'm going to get what I need to get and get this thing fired up. Like I say, hopefully next week I can get out to North Haven. It's not that North Haven's all that far, but it's just one of those places that are hard to get. There's no easy way to get to where I need to go to get the tanks for this. And there's nothing east of me, which is easy to get to, but there's nothing east of me that has the tanks. So it's just one of those things. And if I buy them from like Tractor Supply or something like that, I still have to go to the other place to get them filled. So you might as well just do what I have to do. So, oh, there it is. Okay, it is in there. Alright, so that's it, guys. That's the set that I want to get working on and get going with hopefully next week. Something small, something I can stick over there underneath the bench. I'll make a little stand or a little cart for it. I've got tons of wheels and axles and tons of piping, so it's not a big deal. And we'll be all set.